Frozen.
Wow! Hello, everybody! We are here coming at you live from our.
Wow, this is going to be a problem.
I know, this is going to be a real problem.
Is Brian frozen for everybody else?
Oh,
Yeah.
most definitely.
So, Nick, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Welcome to StarKid and still frozen for me. StarKid and the TCB Bear It All. You know, hopefully Joey Richter will be joining us in a few minutes.
Brian, you look handsome. You got some hair on your chest, man. I can see it from here. Yeah.
I've grown into a man these past days.
Oh, wow!
Holy cow! Look at that.
No, but honestly, I'm scared of getting gray hairs after this process. It's not that there's one thing that's very stressful, but it's just like a low, dull stress that
It's just, like,
undercuts my
constant.
entire life.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, we know.
All right, so
Take off
let's.
your hat. It's just all gray.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Let's do sort of
new
an introduction of what this is all about. So we are here to talk about our shows. We've got two musicals between the two groups coming up very soon. The Tin Can Brothers, which are Corey, Brian Rosenthal, and the dastardly.
Who's it gonna be? Did
You get what?
The
You were,
death.
you were frozen for a little bit. We heard that.
Enough. Spies Are Forever is happening soon. So we're here to talk about that. That's a show that's written by the Tin Can Brothers. Meanwhile, StarKid this summer is produced, which I'm helping write. Nick and Matt Lang.
Wait, what are you doing? You froze for a second.
Turn this
We're doing
thing off.
we're doing a show called FireBringer.
Yeah. About
This summer. It's about cave people.
Yep.
Maybe Brian should turn off his video.
maybe. Yeah.
Brian. Okay. Brian, try talking for a little bit.
Hi.
You froze right away.
Worse.
All right. I'm going to cancel this live stream if you guys keep misbehaving.
No.
Not us.
Can I ask, what were those pictures from last night of you guys, you two? Brian and
Oh
Meredith?
yeah, that IO show? The gender one?
I was in a show called Gender. I went as sort of a god of gender and was like basically like a big ol' like clump of genitalia. Like I had penises and vagines all over me.
Like penis fingers?
Yeah, I had some penis fingers and stuff like that.
Very nice. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I guess we wanted to do this just because, oh my God.
Oh boy.
It's penis.
Oh, Meredith, put that away. Put that away. Put that away, please.
It's a family live.
No, it's frozen.
No, put it away.
What's on the crotch? What is that?
It's a
Vagina.
Oh, I guess I've never seen one before.
We're just innocent little boys.
Yes. Guys, I mean, I want to hear more about FireBringer because I know jack shit about it, but it sounds super fun.
Okay.
Okay, first, should we say exactly, I don't think people know, like, who's working on it right now, so maybe we should just say things about that. Sorry.
Let's start at the very tippy top.
A very good place to start.
Okay, so StarKid is doing a new show this summer. It'll be a musical. It'll be part of a summer season. We'll release more details about the season at some point soon, but it is a show called FireBringer. It is being written by myself, Matt Lang, Brian Holden and Meredith Stepien as well. So Brian and Meredith are here. Meredith, do you want to tell us a little bit about the show?
Well, it's a show.
It is a show.
Yeah. Brian and Meredith. Hello.
Are we
I'm
frozen?
going to suggest that you turn off your camera and just do audio, otherwise we're not going to understand anything.
Is it frozen to everyone on the outside?
I believe.
There, how's that?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, try talking now. Just
Now I'm talking.
Yeah, it works perfectly for now.
Great. All right. I'm also going to try and hide from broadcast. Would that work? Because I don't want people to just look at the StarKid logo every time I talk.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Wait, I think
No, now we can't hear you. No, you got to be on the broadcast.
you can just be the pulsing StarKid logo.
I like that.
Yeah.
There. All right. Fine.
Is that a new StarKid logo? That's pretty cool.
No, that's old.
Well,
I mean, yeah.
who knows? Carry on, please.
They're buttons.
So Mayor, you were saying about you were talking about the music for FireBringer.
Yes, so I am writing the music with Mark Swiderski, and it's a musical about it's before humans became humans. A different type of humanoid.
It's kind of about the discovery of fire.
Right, and people have been using fire. Well, our ancestors since. Was it like 1 million years ago or 3 million years ago?
3 million years ago, but effectively only a couple 100,000 years ago.
They don't know exactly.
Okay.
Can I ask how that idea came about? Were you guys just digging cavemen, and then you were like, let's make a show about them?
Very much.
Yeah, it's a pretty old idea. Actually, it's something we've been kicking around since since before we moved to Chicago. So it was around the time that we were doing the Harry Potter sequel. We started talking about the idea of doing a show about cave people, and we just came up with a basic story and thought it was pretty fun. And we've been kind of talking about it ever since, but only recently did we get a current version going, and, well, by recently I mean, last fall. So, but it's kind of totally different than how it used to be. But yeah, we've just in trying to come up with the StarKid show, it's like you have to pick something, so we said, what's something we haven't done? Cave people.
And that's how you pick StarKid shows.
Yep. That's it.
That sounds awesome. Are you guys have you guys put pen to paper, or is it just sort of, are you kicking around stories still?
Oh,
we've got drafts of things, so we are
we're pretty in the draft phase.
Yeah, we're pretty far into it. Joey's here.
I made it.
All right, man.
Joey, what a cute little bob.
What a cute little bob.
Wow, how condescending.
Yeah. It's falling all down my head, so I look a little like I can look a little like Velma.
You look like the wig you were wearing last night.
Yeah, it's because I was just with Emmy, our scenic designer, and we were. I thought we were going to be building at her space the whole time, and we just ended up running errands all around here, and so we went to Home Depot and then Habitat for Humanity, and sorted through rusty metal and all sorts of stuff. And then we had to go back to Pasadena to get the car, and then I'm back. So yeah.
Yep.
See how I quickly diverted that from a conversation about my Bob?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Very good. Okay. So yeah. So Meredith? What were you saying about the show? Were you saying something, or were we done?
Well, so
Why don't you
yeah,
tell us a little bit about the story?
Okay, yeah. So this this musical will feature more of the women, which is great because I think a lot of StarKid musicals have featured mostly the men. So it's kind of our fun turn, and our turn to have fun. So that's why the Langs brought me on to kind of be a voice of, femininity, and
And also
make sure.
just because you're very funny and talented.
Thank you very much. Actually, so we were gonna I was gonna be writing. Well, it was mostly gonna be. He's gotten like his dream job. He's on one of the main stages at Second City now.
Wait, who is that? I think you froze for a second.
Oh, sorry, Nick Gage. Nick Gage was gonna write music with me, but he's on Second City now, which is really exciting. And so yeah, he's just super busy. So now it's me and Mark, which is going to be super fun. We work really well together, and we're having a lot of fun. And also, we love a lot of female music and a lot of harmonies. We love tune yards. We love Animal Collective is not females, but we love Animal Collective sound, and so I don't know. We're just having fun with the music and with a totally new sound for it.
That's awesome. Is it going to sound like Animal Collective? Because I love them.
Oh, it is, because me and Mark are working on it. So, and it's like caveman-y, so it's got to be super percussion heavy and harmonies and yeah. So a lot of tune yards, Animal Collective, maybe a little bit of Beyonce influence, maybe little Pointer Sisters, like some strong females plus some good percussion.
Sick. That's cool. Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yes. So it's about these cave people, the Society of Cave People, and someone ends up discovering fire, and then things go from there. That's all it's about, though.
I mean,
so
that's pretty huge. It's like very thematically.
Those are basic human
the big themes.
necessities.
Doesn't need to be about more than that.
Yeah. It's definitely kind of like it's got some social satire in there. Because when you're doing something about cave people, that's why you do something about cave people, is to talk about society in general in a very small way. You break it down to its base. So I think it'll be a great show. So we've got Meredith writing on the show, and it's her first time writing on one of these full StarKid shows, and you guys, for the first time, have written a show. Tell us about your show.
It's crazy. It's hard.
It's good. What's crazy is we sort of had a script, and then, as we went into rehearsal,
we threw it away.
We did not.
No, we didn't throw it away, but it's like everything changes, and we knew this was going to happen, logically, but you don't really internalize what it's actually going to be like until it's happening, in terms of seeing it on its feet and being what makes sense, what doesn't make sense, what has to change, story-wise, character-wise.
There's one scene, with Lauren that is on its, revision C. The pages, we've literally replaced those pages, 4 times.
Yeah. It's fun to finally see. I mean, again, and this is probably stating something you guys know very well, but it's having someone else finally say the things that you've been saying between yourself for a long time, and you go, oh, okay, so that's what it actually sounds like, or that's what someone else saying this sounds like. and the person who's going to be doing it. So
Yeah.
you go, so it matters more that it sounds better out of their mouth, or that it's like that you're able to work it in a way or cut it in a way that it's like that it can work for them than it like would be if
Yeah.
we were saying it. It's like, oh shit.
And then the mix between seeing it in your head a certain way as the writer, and then seeing what new things the performer brings to it, and then finding like that middle place. It's definitely
So a lot of hallucination and visualization of things that aren't real.
yeah.
For sure.
How many dream sequences are on the show?
I thought you were
Dream
going to say how many
sequences?
drinks have you had.
Yeah, I thought you said how many drinks are you in right now?
Define a sequence. Because
Dream sequences?
there's maybe one and several visions, I would say.
Yeah, I would actually say there's probably around
Three?
maybe 3 dream sequences or moments.
Dream moments.
Good moment.
There's one
Okay.
sequence, several moments.
So there are some dream sequences.
Dreamy.
Moments,
yes.
very short, but
You know what? Can you just answer this question about the dream sequences? Are there or aren't there?
Yes. Yes.
no.
Thank you.
Okay. Why don't you guys tell us a little bit about the show? I don't know too much about it.
Okay.
Well,
It's called Spies Are Forever.
it's about spies.
It's about this guy named Kurt Mega, and he's sort of like the best spy in the world. And he, near the beginning of the show, has something traumatic happen to him, which sort of changes the way he sees himself and sees like the world of espionage. And then his journey through the show sort of follows his internal struggle with him making or coming to terms with the world and how he sees the world, and
And also how the fact that, like, he might not be... Excuse me.
Ew.
Oh, there's grosser things that are in this apartment than me burping. Grow up.
Show us them.
But, like, dealing with the fact that he just might not be the best, and that, like, you might not be the best at what you do, but, like getting, learning to, like, bring people in, kind of like trying to become the opposite of Bond, where Bond is, like,
I
this
work
guy who's
alone.
like, I work alone, I don't do anything, like, how in the new Bond movies you saw, like, how he became such a cold, isolated guy who, like, doesn't love, and it's kind of, like, the opposite of that, of like how we get to a guy that needs to like actually do that because it's gonna like he'll get himself killed.
yeah.
If he
And
doesn't.
how from the outside you can be like, God, Bond is so cool and badass, like he doesn't feel anything, but to like come to terms with the fact that that's not cool.
That's not cool.
It's like that's a terrible way to live your life, you know. And that's sort of some of like the more serious thematic things. Like it's also really
It's also
silly.
a comedy. It's also
really
really silly. So a bunch of the villains are really silly.
Yeah, and then there's some fun like history stuff
Because
of like
it's not a present day like Bond. It's a period.
it's like a
spy.
60s Cold
Yeah.
War, so it's kind of getting into that some of that stuff of like where we're gonna be 30 years from now, like what the world
Yeah.
is changing and becoming, and how like that's also
Yeah.
messing with how like Kurt sees himself. So yeah,
Okay, and is Kurt Mega played by Kurt Mega?
you
know.
bet.
In this production.
Okay. Okay, sounds good.
You just had too good of a name, you know.
It's a good name. Good name. You didn't want to call him Double Omega?
It's pretty good. It is a pretty good idea. I mean, that's still essentially what he is, but his name is just Kurt Mega.
I think by calling him Double Omega, it would be maybe too on the nose as a Bond parody. Or
Right.
it is like a little bit of a Bond parody, but
There's also like some.
other elements.
Yeah, there's like some Mission Impossible in there.
Cool.
That's it. The only two spy franchises ever.
That's all of them. Cool. So, what was it like writing a show versus being in a show?
Great.
It was really fun. It's fun, but you also
Well,
It was
we're
like-
both writing it and being in it also, which is a totally different
Yeah.
struggle, I think.
in a very the total candid confession is that the hardest part is probably like while we're rehearsing. It's like Corey is the one directing, but Brian and I are in the show. We've talked about this a lot over the last few weeks of like how sometimes Corey will say something and then either of us will have an idea to contribute to like what is being directed, but it's like it's hard because you go, we can't really do that because we have to like be an actor in the scene. So it's like finding that balance between being like,
because like as writer, like we all want all three of our influences on the thing, but it's hard to get like direction from a scene partner. So it's like a tricky thing of like voices in the room and how to like balance that with the fact that we have no time.
Which is why we've all learned to throw our voices. So even if we're on stage with a scenic partner, it sounds like the direction's coming from
I can make it
else.
sound like I'm whispering into Corey's ear, even though I'm standing 5 feet in front of him.
Do it.
Okay.
But it is that crazy thing where you want the show to be the best. Oh, I missed it.
You missed the bit, yeah.
the best it can be, and so you're constantly changing the script and trying to make it better, but then at a certain point you're like, we open next week. We got to just stop it and do a show.
And the fact that, like, okay, we've been with the actors in the room working on this text for 2 weeks and change, but we've been living with this story for months. And it's an interesting thing because you have to remember that, they're still discovering it right now. There are a lot of, like, nooks and crannies of it that we put there or that we've been exploring and probing the writing of it and letting people like get there, not being like, this is what it is.
But you feel the need to go, this is what it is because the show opens in a week. So you go, this is what it is, that's it.
Did people read the script before rehearsals started?
I hope so.
I think
sometimes they don't.
Yeah, everyone's got their own process, which is interesting and a little frustrating. But like everyone's also like good at what they do. It's just everyone does it so differently.
Some people's processes include not being prepared for the first day of work.
Yeah, that's
So it's a musical, right?
It is. It's about spies.
It's a musical. Talk Fine has been out here for Clark and Pierce have been out here for.
They're just the coolest dudes,
you know.
Month. We all know that.
Their music's great. I think they've like far exceeded their, not exceeded their past music, but it's like the next evolution. Because I don't think because like Annie, I think like was awesome, and it was more in their like.
They're like Talk Fine.
It was like more of like a Talk Fine feel, and they've written some songs for this show which are like very musical theatery that I've never seen
very different
it.
From that,
come out of them before. It was cool.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we've got 560 people watching.
Wow.
Earlier, I asked people to send in some questions for you guys, and they have some questions for us as well, but we'll get to that later. Let's.
Everyone's asking. Al Fallick is not Dylan Saunders. All right.
All right.
Just talk about the cast while I look at these questions here.
Yeah. Tell us who's in the show and what they're playing, basically.
Well,
if you can comment on that.
We don't care.
We have some old faces such as Joe Walker. He plays a character named the Deadliest Man Alive, who's a very, very bad man. Sort of. I don't know how much to give away. I don't even know what is.
He's just kind of like an expert assassin.
Exactly.
He's just a killer. He's just a stone cold killer.
So when we thought of the part, we went, I know Joe Walker has this in him, and I know he wants to get it out somehow.
Something like, I guess in a Bond movie, he's like that guy that Bond has to fight.
He's like the muscle guy, yeah.
And finally, through something, it beats him. Maybe in that movie, not in our show. We don't know.
What weapon does he use? Does he use his hat or? Something
Well,
like, does he have metal teeth or something like that?
No, he uses different things that he's He uses a pen at one point. He uses
So he can use anything as a weapon.
anything.
There are no
He-
rules.
He can take anything and turn it into a deadly weapon.
That's why he's the
Exactly.
deadliest man alive.
Oh, very, very cool. And who else is in the show?
There's something in the script right now which I don't know we'll be able to do because it involves a length of rope and him taking a length of rope and just going huh, and turning it into a rifle and immediately firing it. But as we get closer to opening, I don't think that's going to be possible.
Joe can do that. Don't let him. Don't go easy on him. He can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, guys, that sounds pretty easy to me. Sounds like a simple.
Just give him a length of rope, have him work on
We'll
it,
figure it
work
out.
on it for a few weeks.
Use a little creativity, guys. Come on.
Meredith does that every day.
I believe it.
But yeah, so then who else is in the show?
Lauren Lopez.
Lauren Lopez.
What does she play? Who's that?
She plays the badass boss.
She plays Kurt's like boss at the agency named Cynthia Houston. And she's kind of just his superior.
She runs the American Secret Service.
Yeah, and she's
like the M archetype, I guess, if you're putting in the James Bond world.
but also a little bit of like Mallory Archer from Archer.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just
Wait.
like a
An American spy?
What?
Is this an American spy?
Yeah.
yeah.
Holy shit!
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're not gonna make everyone do accents.
USA.
No, stop, please don't, please don't.
Okay. So we got Lauren Lopez. She's the M type character, or like Basil Exposition
Yes.
from Austin Powers.
But
But I haven't heard too much about the show, but I have heard that she is very funny.
she's got some fun bits.
Yeah.
She's got hers is a nice. It's like if you think about what M and Bond's relationship is and take it to a fun extreme, it's like, oh, that makes sense. But it makes for a fun character.
Yeah.
Kurt is like in pretty much every scene, but it's like but it's nice because a lot of the scenes in the show he kind of acts as this like reactionary person where he just has to sit there and has a few things to say, but the scene is run by someone else completely. And Lauren is an example of a character where it's like most of her scene is pretty much one monologue.
And
but
because she is the higher status, so she just like railroads him through that scene.
Cool.
But yeah, and she plays a woman in that scene.
in that scene, but we put a mustache on her.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
We've got Joey and myself, who we can skip.
Are you guys the characters that you were in the Kickstarter video?
Yes.
Yes and no.
Well, yes,
You're
Yeah.
both. You're
Yeah.
many things.
Yeah.
and other characters too. Yes.
Okay.
But also those characters are different.
Are a little different than the way they are in the.
Okay. Cool.
There wasn't too much character in that Kickstarter
Yeah.
video anyways, other than like costume, but they're not necessarily going to look like that. Brian's got a nice silly look. But yeah, Brian's Dr. Baron von Nazi. He's got
He's a
got a
bad guy.
He's a bad
guy. Yeah.
Bad man.
both him and Sergio are both bad guys in the show.
But they're maybe not bad guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's find out what that means.
Yeah. Let's find out what that wink means.
Then we've got crowd favorite Al Phallic.
He's very good.
Yeah. Al
He's
Falk.
very fun.
Is the guy that Dylan's been copying off of all these years?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, he's the guy that Dylan's been
Now-
searching for inspiration
It's
from.
funny because Al was a freshman when we were seniors, or was he a sophomore? He was a
Wait,
freshman.
did he go to U of M? Who is
Yeah,
this
musical
fellow?
theater major.
He's the only musical theater major in the show.
Oh.
So Dylan
From-
was actually
okay.
going to high school, Al's high school in Texas, during college and copying him.
Yeah.
Nice.
So Al is playing a character who's kind of like this informant and
Master of disguise.
master of disguise guy in the field who you like meet up with and gives you your gun and your briefing and everything. And Al's pretty silly. His character doesn't.
It's probably one of the silliest characters.
It is the silliest character, and he's good. He's real good, and he has a lot of fun little bits where he gets to dress up and speak in funny accents and be a bit of a buffoon. So that's nice. Who else is in the show?
Then you got Tessa Netting.
Tessa Netting. Tessa is character Barb Larverner. And she's kind of like the Q. She's like the weapons tech gal, and
sort of like Q meets like Velma, Scooby Doo.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool. She's a lot like Velma. She really adores Kurt. She'd do anything for Kurt. And a lot of her character, a lot of what you see with her character is that she'd just how much hard work the people in her line of business do, and how Kurt's kind of character just really blows it off all the time and doesn't appreciate really what she does and all the stuff that they build. And it's like in a movie where you watch him, where you see that Q, like in New Spectre, where Q built this amazing Aston Martin. And it's got all these cool things, and it's got all this stuff, and in one scene, Bond manages to destroy it. And you go, that's what a waste of a whole HR department, or research and develop R&D department.
R&D, there you
go. HR is, well, you'd have to go visit HR.
R&R, rest and relaxation.
Yeah.
Cool. And then, so we talked about Kurt Mega, as Kurt Mega.
Mary-Kate Wiles. Who we all know through like GeekyCon and that sort of thing,
and like Lizzie Bennett Diaries and
yes.
School of Thrones.
She is Tatiana, who's sort of like the Russian femme fatale.
Cool.
I've
never met her.
Really?
Mm-mm.
She's wonderful.
Great.
She's so good.
She's very good. She's doing a great job. She's got a great voice, and it's fun because too, having never worked with Kurt and Mary-Kate really in an experience like this is
they're both consummate professionals.
They're both like good. They're both nice professionals, and they love acting. So they love asking a lot of questions, and it's like, ooh, all right, cool, let's talk about it. Mary-Kate's doing a great job.
And the
character's got a nice
like Russian agent with secret past, and like this is in the middle of a Cold War, so it's like she's not to be trusted.
The Americans and the Russians mixed together is like bad news bears. And then there's one character who has a big old question mark over it, because you're not going to know who it is unless you come and see the show. Yeah, you heard me right.
It could be anyone.
Holy cow. Is it Valentine? Is Valentine going to be in the show? The cat?
I hope so.
She could.
She was in the Kickstarter video.
She's such a villain cat.
She's a nice
questions for you guys here.
If you bring Valentine, if you guys come out and bring her,
we'll let her
we'll
free
put her in the show.
We'll let her free in the theater during the show.
So funny.
She'd be too scared.
All right, so got some questions from the internet here. We've got, first and foremost, the show will go up online, or you could talk about sort of what you answer.
Brian, can you read that question again? You kind of cut out.
Is it?
Oh, no.
I think we got the gist of it.
Okay. Is it gonna go up online, guys?
Eventually. We don't know when though.
Very good answer.
The only way to see the show in the immediate future
is to come see it live.
Come see it live,
in
or
Los
to
Angeles,
have
which is on the West Coast.
Right, in case you didn't know where that was, or to have given to our Kickstarter campaign. Yes. But other than that, it's probably going to be a little while before it goes up online for a number of reasons.
First of which is we have to worry about producing a show.
First of which is there's a lot of stuff worry
do a
about
show.
rather than putting it up online.
Absolutely, I got you.
You get it.
I gotcha. That sounds great. But how long is the show running for, and what are the dates? How many performances do you have?
We have 16 performances.
March 11th through April 3rd. It's running Fridays at 8, Saturdays at 3 and 8, and Sundays at 3. So that's next Friday is our opening night, which is insane. And we're actually, after this live stream, going right to rehearsal pretty much. And what were the other questions? Yeah, you can get your tickets at spiesareforever.diamonds. That's our website. Also more information about the cast and crew and everything. Yeah.
I think it's gonna be really cool live too, just in terms of the concept of the set and just being in this. It's not a very large theater, and we've been describing it as a big little show. So being in the room and is just gonna be a very different experience, and a really cool one, I think. I'm constantly impressed with it's a cast of 8, so it's not very many, but when they're all singing, it's blowing my face off.
And our scenic designer, Emmy, is building some really cool stuff. It's I was looking today at a platform she was building. I was like, oh, and is this the middle platform? She goes, oh no, this is just the bottom, and then it goes up here. So it's because the theater has a built-in balcony, so it's we just have to build staircases, and we have ladders too that go up to this balcony. So we have this whole second level that we use, which is pretty fun. So it makes for some cool staging capabilities. And it's and the theater, like Corey said, is very it's stadium seating, and it's all pretty narrow or steep. So you can kind of even if you're in the back of the house, it's you still have a pretty sweet view of the whole stage, and it's you're not that far away.
The stage is sort of squat and tall.
Wow.
But if you're in the front row, you're certainly going to get my spit right in your eye.
I want that.
That's a selling point, or absolutely.
Yeah, I want that spit in my eye. Brian, do you have any more? Brian Holden, do you have any more questions?
Brian?
Well, we'll take that as a no. Nick, are you going to be able to come out and see it?
I'm going to try.
Can you
I'm going to try, Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah. They want to know what's going to happen with the mugshots.
They're going to be in the show.
Wait, what's going to happen with them? Where they're going to see them in the show?
Yeah, how...
We can't talk about that.
They're going to be
it's scene 4.
They're going to be used as mugshots in scene 4, and we're going to do it in a cool way where it won't be digital. Yeah. I feel like that's maybe the only clue I can give. But it's cool. It's more personal than what we did for Judas, where we just listed the names. It's a more creative way to involve everyone.
It's actually in the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Someone asked if Darren Chris is going to be in the show.
I don't know.
I don't know.
As much as Darren probably has the chance of being in the show as much as Valentine has the chance of being in the show.
All right.
We'll have to strip him naked and hold him and pet him like Valentine.
Yeah.
I mean, our show is in Los Angeles, and Darren does live in Los Angeles.
Most of them.
So
you know who else lives in
that's
Los
the thing.
Angeles?
George Clooney.
George Clooney. But
So the answer is a definite maybe.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, so that. I don't have too many more questions here, but some people have questions about FireBringer, so maybe we can.
Yeah,
I'd like to know.
So, people are wondering. We're still writing the show, and so answers right now. We don't know how much tickets will cost or anything like that.
Okay, you're kind of cutting in and out. I'm hearing a little bit of what you're saying.
Okay. Well, I will just leave it to you then.
Did you guys talk talk dates and stuff?
We're still trying to figure things out 100%, but the summer season this year will go from the beginning of July until the first week of August. Don't know exact dates because
Cool.
that's still a few months off. So we will be releasing more stuff, including like dates of specific shows. Exactly what is going to be in the summer season besides FireBringer. We will be releasing how much tickets cost and who's in it. We don't have any of that stuff figured out yet. Yep.
What? This is just a question from me, but what is the challenge for you guys at this point for like getting really into like a script and a story after having written so many stories and have so many characters like under your belt that you've written? What's like the biggest challenge about either creating another characters with different kinds of perspectives, or like getting into, getting attached to like a story when you're starting from scratch again? What's the biggest challenge for you guys at this point?
Well, I don't know if we've got I don't know if Meredith wants to talk, but she's writing on this one, and it's going to be her first big like musical, StarKid musical that she's been writing on. So for her, it's kind of like a new experience, which she'll have to talk about. I can't really speak to that. For for Matt and I, it is definitely a challenge to keep going. This is the 10th StarKid show, so we now it's tough when you start writing because you go you don't want to repeat yourself, and you don't want to make characters that are too similar to other characters that you've done before, and you're also but the good news is that as we're writing, we're becoming better writers. So we're able to write shows that are more succinct, or shows that are less dependent on outside things like being Harry Potter or something like that. So this show is totally original, not based on anything except
history.
Human history.
Not even that. Not even human history is it based on, because so little is known about actually when fire was discovered. So we are just basically kind of inventing a society that it takes place in.
Cool.
We're trying to make a funny society. So it'll be really good. Basically all the main characters in this show are girls. So there are a few guys that are in there, but in FireBringer in particular, we really are pushing on having these really strong female leads, and female leads that are going to be funny, and some of them are naughty, some of them are good, some of them are dumb, some of them are smart. So they are a whole spectrum of different things, and so it is like a whole new cast of characters that we certainly are getting a lot of affection for. So we will hopefully people will like them as well. I think they're very endearing and funny, and I'm excited to be able to say more. But as of right now, there isn't too much, like we don't have casting or anything like that. But within the next couple weeks, we here at StarKid will be ready to release more information about everything, and probably release some videos about things, and have more information coming up very soon.
is there a character's name out of any of the characters that you like that you could just say, this character I like, and
Well,
just say their
Yeah, I can say all the characters' names. It means nothing to
Oh,
an
yeah.
outside audience.
Fun.
Well, there's the main characters. There's Zazalil. She's great. There's Jamila. She's the leader of the tribe. She's great. There is Kiri, who is Zazalil's best friend. There's Emberly, who is in the tribe. There are some guys in the tribe. There's Dur. There's a guy named Grunt in the show. Grunt. There's a girl named Sheena. There's a creature named Snarl. There's another creature named Rakasha.
These are great names.
There's some cool names in there. There's one name that I don't want to give away because you got to see it in context. It sounds really stupid outside of context. So,
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Joey. It's a real stupid name. So,
Is Mary gonna be in it also?
you know, I don't know. I think right now Brian and Meredith have muted themselves, so I don't know if they want to chime in about anything. Their internet's kind of cutting in and out.
Yeah, we muted ourselves because exactly what you said. It's cutting in and out, so we just be able to eat some chips and stuff and not disturb the broadcast.
Thank you.
So there's not a constant influx of...
Right.
Can you guys hear what we're saying?
Where are
Right
you guys
now I can, yeah.
Skyping in from? Or hanging from?
What? Oh, what?
Where are you guys?
We're at my house, but my internet is being poopy, I guess.
Man.
But the question was, do you know Meredith? Are you, if like there's a possibility of you being in the show, or have you not decided? Or
I think that we're going.
Oh damn.
Okay.
Hello?
I'll go like this if I can't hear you, and if I can hear you, I'll do this.
Okay. Yeah, we don't know what the cast is going to be like yet, and that we might have auditions for the show.
Fun.
I think that everybody's got different ideas of who they think should play which parts. So I think that the best way to find out who actually would be best is hold auditions and do all that stuff, and then if I'm good enough, then I'll be in the play. But if I'm not good enough, I won't.
You're great enough. Big thumbs up.
Wait, Nick, you can't hear me.
Now
Wait,
I can
you guys.
hear
Okay, here's. Characters in the show are all based off of Gem and the Holograms names, which I didn't realize till later when I saw the script that Jamila is spelled with a Jem, and I was like, that's where you guys got these names from, because the one brother love Gem and the Holograms so much, and so at the beginning of the process I was like, oh, here's some strong female characters that I really like that could be good, and cast Gem and the Holograms as cave women. So if you guys like Gem and the Holograms, you're gonna love this show. Which it's a great.
Well, we're not talking right now, so it's all right.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
But Nick, do you want to press up to that?
You know what? You caught me. Yes, we love Gem and the Holograms. So as we started to model out some of these characters, we did originally base them off of the Gem and the Holograms characters, which is why Jamila's name is Gemmilla. And but Jamila is a real name. It's a real name. It is an Arabic word which means beautiful, actually. So there you go. I'm guessing it's like a gem. Beautiful like a gem. Gem-illa. And then Zazalil is a name that we actually made up for a previous version of the show, but it just so happened to sound like Pizzazz,
Really?
who is the bad guy in Gem and the Holograms. So we said, let's name this character Pizzazz.
Wow, what a coincidence!
so her name is Zazalil. Yeah, Emberly. It's pretty obvious that Emberly is like Kimber. At one point, even her name was Kimberly. The names have kind of been evolving as we've been going.
When we were gonna name the characters like Chelsea. There were gonna be 2 Chelseas.
Yeah, they were just gonna have regular names.
Jessica.
Yeah, Jessica and things like that. It just,
Names are hard and like important. It's weird because like you're like, oh, it doesn't really matter, but like until the character has the right name, it doesn't quite click.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes you hit on a name and you go like, I wish this wasn't the name, but it is. I can't change it. Like Jamila,
We had 2 characters that we just never named.
Yeah, we never named Al's character, so we sort of call him the informant in the script, but sometimes we just refer to him as Al in the script.
Just in the stage directions.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine, who cares?
There was
Yeah.
Well, all right, boys. Anything else we should chat about here?
I don't know. This has been quite. Thank you guys for hosting this.
Sure.
It's our pleasure.
No problem.
I'm
Our
disappointed
pleasure.
we wasn't on Brian Holden music, but this is acceptable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Before we launched this one, the Google Hangout on a different thing. So yeah.
Got it.
Guys, hopefully we raised some awareness today for some musicals that are happening.
And for some issues.
Go support your local theater.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Um,
And vote in Super Tuesday if you have the ability.
Yes, please vote.
Yeah, guys. And here's a link to John Oliver's Make Donald Trump Again.
You just say it. And
Here it is.
It's going to be put there in a couple weeks.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, so, great, yes. Go see Spies Are Forever. If you're on the West Coast, or even if you're not on the West Coast, fly out to the West Coast. Go, run. Just buy the tickets. Even if you can't see the show, buy the tickets. Even if you see the show and you hate it, go and see that show. You're not going to hate it. You're going to like it. If you want to buy the tickets just so you can print it out and flush it down the toilet, buy those tickets.
yeah.
I can say this because I'm not involved with the show, so I can say whatever I want.
That was the best pitch we've ever had.
Yeah, for sure.
It's going to be a great show. It is 60s era in the Cold War. Kurt Mega is a spy. For some reason, he's alive in the 60s. He's an old man. Okay, so Kurt Mega, he's there. He's working for Lauren Lopez. He's fighting Joey and Brian Rosenthal. They've got some dastardly plans. Joe Walker is their deadly assassin. Will Kurt Mega survive, or will he die? Who knows? You guys do, because you wrote it. Everyone should go see it.
Wow.
And stay posted on this channel, as everyone who's watching this will, about any news about FireBringer. We're excited to know what's happening soon.
Yeah, like you guys explained, it's about a bunch of girls doing things, and you didn't get into much detail, but music by Mark and Meredith, which is sure to be awesome. And I guess that's all the information we got. And I guess it's going to run in tandem with another show, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Summer season's cool.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll see. Let's not make any commitments yet.
With other things, not necessarily
It's
another.
gonna run.
Something. Something will happen. We'll figure that out.
Well, we will be, no matter what, if there's another show or what we decide to do, there will be the late night shows like we had last time.
Those are great.
Yep.
Also Jade's wedding.
And
Oh, wow, yeah.
Be sure to plug that.
Will that be happening?
Everyone come to Jade and Eric's wedding. Everyone watching this video, grab your tickets. Be sure, even if you want to just print out your tickets to flush them down the toilet, to Jade and Eric's wedding. Even if you want to go just to throw rice at them.
Bowser will be there, and all of their closest friends. But will no, I can't hold my peace.
Oh boy, we can't hear what you're saying at all.
I'm gonna say Jade.
All right. Well, let's end this broadcast. This has been a
let's
very,
open it
very
so we
boring
see our
experience
face.
for us.
Show our
Show your face just one last time. Oh, that's how close they've been the whole time.
Wow.
You guys are close to that camera.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Chips.
What? Oh.
Bye. Is it still live?
Yeah, it says it's still live.
End it.
Oh, Ruby was watching this.
Ruby was watching it.